What's up guys, VA Junkie here, and today we're going to be doing our 2019 Silverado Trail Boss 2-year ownership, 36,000 mile review. Here it goes. So here it is guys, my 2019 Silverado Trail Boss. I bought it in January of 2019, right off the showroom floor. I had never seen the truck before, never even heard of the redesign, the refresh. I came from a 2016 Chevy Colorado. I really wanted a full-size truck. Walked into the dealership, saw this sitting on the dealership floor, and I absolutely had to have it. So the first thing you'll notice up front is the LED headlights. The red tow hooks, the blacked out grille, the blacked out bumper, the LED fog lights, and the very, very, very soft paint. See all the rock chips. So it does have 36,000 miles on it, you know, so it is going to have the normal rock chips, but for some reason Summit White is very soft on GM vehicles. So there's a few on the bumper there, I'm sure, too, some dead bugs. But all in all, I love this truck. This is a 2019. It was only available in the 5.3 liter and the 8-speed when I bought this truck. The 10-speed was not available. The 6.2 liter was not available. I had no other options but to go with the 5.3 liter and the 8-speed transmission. Now, I have over 36,000 miles on this truck now, and I have not had one issue with my transmission, not one issue with it shifting, the 1-2 shift, any shifting, downshifting, anything. So I don't know, maybe I'm one of the lucky ones, but I know a lot of people complain about the 8-speed transmission, but I, fortunately, knock on wood, have not had any problems. So the only things that I've really done to the truck are replace the muffler, because this truck is way too quiet from the factory. So I installed a Flowmaster 40 series muffler and gives it a nice deep growl. See if we can hear it here. Still pretty quiet, pretty tame. But at least you can hear it now. Before you couldn't even hear the truck. So that was one thing that I didn't really care for, so I had to get it a little bit louder so I could at least know I wasn't driving a hybrid. So as you can see, I debadged the chrome lettering on the rear, and I put in the Chevrolet gloss black inlays from BD Trims. I just think it really just sets off the rest of the color scheme really nicely on the Trail Boss. Everything else is black and white, so you know, just thought those chrome letters were just a little too much. And then I thought the black letters, you know, if I were to replace the Silverado LT with black letters, I thought it might be a little too much. The chrome tips are just enough, just to, you know, give it that nice finished look. Love the wheels. Tires are getting pretty bald, so 36,000 miles. They're getting down there. Still have a little bit of life in them, but not too much, as you can see. They're pretty much, the wear bars are pretty much at the wear bars, but you can still get probably another 5,000 miles out of these, especially for just highway driving. I did these black inlays on the Z71 badges. Thought that was a nice little upgrade. Got the windshield tinted 20%, side windows 20% to match the rear. I got the back flip tonneau cover, hard tonneau cover. Yes, you can walk on it. It's very sturdy. It's almost waterproof, not quite. It used to have a seal up here that I actually removed, and it's actually seals a little bit better now than it did with the seal that comes up here. It's like a foam seal. I tow a 20-foot enclosed trailer with this truck, and it tows it no problem. I do have the blind spot monitoring system. And let's take a look on the inside. On the inside, as you can see, I have the jump seat. I do not have the center console. I actually like the jump seat a lot. The only thing I wish it had were the 2 other additional cup holders that the center console, the full center console has in the rear here. That would be really nice to have those extra 2 cup holders. I don't have the 110, 120, whatever outlet here, so I put my bass knob here, and I'll show you what that's for here in a minute. I had the radio bezel wrapped with this dry carbon fiber vinyl. I think it looks way better than the silver, along with the door panel trim. Sorry, I know the truck's a little dirty. I have my Uniden R7 radar detector with the blend mount. And from Gen 5 DIY, I have the plug and play harness. It runs up through the headliner, down the A-pillar, and into the fuse box here on the side. So let's go take a look in the back and see what that bass knob is for. Alright, so this truck did not come equipped with the Bose sound system. So it did come with the plastic under the seat compartment storage. I ripped that out and decided that this stereo system was just gutless. So I ended up having a custom box made with 2 JL Audio 10-inch woofers, 400 watt speakers, and a 1000 JL Audio amp, 1000 watt. So that does the trick. It bumps pretty good, sounds really nice, sounds better than the Bose system. I've got a couple buddies with the Bose system, and this sounds way better, kicks way harder. So I want to point out one thing I noticed that I do like better about my truck than a 2020. So as you can see here, there's a button here on the rear door and there's a button on the front door. Now if you notice on the 2020 trucks, they only put the unlock, lock buttons on the front doors and not the rear doors. Now I have a daughter, so naturally if the car locks, I can just come up to the rear door, hit the button, open up the car, open up the truck. Now, if you have a 2020, you have to hit it from the front, You have to unlock it here and then come back and open up the door. I don't know why Chevy got rid of that option for 2020, or why they got rid of that feature for 2020, but to me that was really dumb. I think there should be a button on all doors. I think it's a great feature. I wish they would have put a fixed brake caliper in the rear, just like they have in the front. These wheels are just super clean. Chevy's always done a really nice job with their wheels. You know, going back to the C5 Z06 wheel is one of my favorites of all time, the Speed Lines. The C7 ZR1 wheel, going back to the 5th gen Z28 Camaro wheel. And now I think they really did a great job on the Silverado Trail Boss wheel as well. The split 5-spoke design. Ironically, all of those wheels I just mentioned are a split 5-spoke design. Another upgrade that I did to the exterior, which I don't understand GM, they put LED lighting all over this vehicle, except for in the turn signals. I don't understand it. Why would you put halogen bulbs in the turn signals when everything else is LED? So I have the lace fit turn signals. As you can see, the amber, they're super bright, way brighter than the factory halogen bulbs, and much more crisp, and gives it that really high-end look. So one more thing on the inside I want to check out. I have the pedal commander installed, and this makes a dramatic difference in the driving experience. The 5.3 is pretty gutless, and with the pedal commander it completely changes the driving experience. It completely enhances the driving experience. It makes throttle response obviously much more reactive, and overall it just makes the truck feel like it should. It doesn't quite feel like the 6.2 liter, but it definitely, I've had somebody who owns a 6.2 liter drive my truck and they're like, wow, this truck feels pretty peppy. And it's all because of the pedal commander. So it doesn't add any horsepower or anything like that, just increases throttle response, but it makes a huge difference if you're in the driver's seat. You're in the passenger seat, you're not gonna be able to tell. So problems, let's talk about problems that we've had. So just before I hit 36,000 miles, I was at 35,906 miles or something like that. And my radio decided it just wanted to stay dim for the second startup on every single day, and no rhyme or reason to it. The dimmer switches would not increase or decrease the brightness at all. It was just a dim radio screen. So they replicated the issue at the dealership, thankfully, and they replaced the entire radio. So I have a brand new radio in here. No new added features. It's just a new radio. So hopefully it'll last me another 36,000 miles, or last the new owner another 36,000 miles, because once I see the refresh, I plan on most likely, as long as there's no dramatic, horrible changes like they did with the Camaro, I'll most likely be picking up the refresh with the 6.2 liter. So other problems I had were a dash rattle that turned out to be a loose knee bolster. So hats off to the dealership for finding that, because that drove me nuts for about 34,000 miles before I finally got the nerve to take it in and have it checked out. And sure enough, it was a loose knee bolster, just needed to be tightened up, and the rattle was gone. It sounded like it was coming from the front speaker area, from the front top of the dash, but it wasn't. It was coming from the knee bolster. So those are the only problems I've had with this truck. So, you know, the gas mileage isn't great. 6.2 liter, I believe, gets better gas mileage than this. I do have a lead foot. I do quite often hover around the governor at 98 miles per hour. Off-road, of course. And, you know, it's just, the gas mileage is just not where you want it to be. I think my average combined city and highway is around 15, maybe 15 and a half if I'm lucky. And the highest I've ever gotten on any 50-mile trip that was all highway driving was 22.1 miles per gallon. So I think that's pretty atrocious, but when you buy a truck and you buy a full-size truck and a lifted truck, an off-road truck, you're not buying it for gas mileage. So who cares? One option I think is totally dumb and totally useless on this truck are these LED floodlights, or work lights, whatever they call them. Now, when you press the button, there's 3 different settings. So they'll both turn on, or just the passenger, or just the driver, and then they'll both turn off. And they will only work in park. Now, I am aware that there's a company out there that makes a harness so you can drive with those lights on. I don't see any point to it. But I've never needed to use these at nighttime. So I think that's a pretty gimmicky option, or a pretty gimmicky feature. And I don't see any use for it at all. They would have been much better off placing maybe like a side marker, like a turn signal indicator or something in that space, or a clearance light of some kind, just something other than what they did here. I just don't get it. I don't understand. The other thing I don't understand, okay, we have an antenna on top, right? Okay. Right here, you see I have a vacuum hose cap. This is where the factory antenna goes. I have no idea why they would still use a freaking 10-foot tall antenna. I don't listen to regular radio, so I just took it off because it looked atrocious. Put the vacuum hose cap there just to give it a nice finished look. But why? Why, GM? Why would you put a huge antenna from a 90s vehicle on a 2019 Silverado? Just doesn't make sense to me. I love the blacked out bow ties on the front and on the airbag. Love the gloss black handles. Just the black and white contrast on everything is just really nice. And that goes for every color. Every color looks really nice with the black bumpers, the black wheels, the black door handles, the black side mirrors, in whatever color you go with. Satin steel metallic is one of my favorite colors. I got a buddy with a Cajun red tint coat, which is a really nice color, especially in the sun. But I like white. So, not sure yet what my next truck color will be. It'll most likely be white. But we'll see. I'll have to wait and see what the new colors are that come out, what new colors are available, and we'll go from there. Cool little option I think that GM did here was, so you got your backup camera here, and then here is a little light that actually lights up the trailer hitch. So when you're hooking up at night, you can actually see it illuminates, so you can see what you're doing. What's really cool what they did with the truck bed is they pushed the walls out on the side here. You see you got, well, first of all, you got your LED lighting. See if we can get those to light up. Yep, there we go. There's one on the other side as well. So that's a nice feature at night when you're trying to look in your truck bed. So they pushed the walls out of the truck bed all the way out to the outer, almost to the outer quarter panel. So this truck bed is actually wider than it is long, if you can believe it. Pretty neat. Pretty smart idea on GM's part to go ahead and use that wasted space and push those walls out as far as they possibly could. So pretty cool. Good job, GM. Every moving body panel on this Chevy Silverado is aluminum. So the doors are aluminum, the hood's aluminum, and the tailgate is aluminum, making it super light, super nice. I know I'm parked on a little bit of an descend right now, so let's see if the truck bed will open. I'll take 2 clicks. There it goes, and it opens up nicely. Doesn't close like it does on the LTZ models, but hey, at least when you're walking to your car or you're walking back to your truck, coming back from Costco or coming back from getting the groceries, you can just hit the little trunk button or the tailgate button twice and it'll come down for you nice and slow. And you can practically use your pinky to raise it up and close it. And I think that's pretty trick. So guys, that's pretty much it for my review. 2-year ownership. Bought it in January of 2019, 36,000 miles. And it's a super, super nice driving truck. I love to drive it everywhere I go. I usually get sick of my cars after 2 years. I'm not sick of this one. I'm not even contemplating... Okay, never mind. I am contemplating trading it in for the 6.2 liter refresh, but had they not done a refresh and revamped the entire interior with a better infotainment system and all of that, then I might have kept this truck and maybe put a 6-inch lift on it. But, you know, if I had to keep the truck for another 5 years, I could definitely see myself keeping this truck for another 5 years and, you know, not having too many problems with it. You know, 5 years would probably put me around somewhere around 100,000 miles with as much as I drive it. So maybe a little bit more. But, you know, I think it's been a great dependable truck for me. And I know a lot of people out there have the rear leaky window. You know, they have their other complaints. I'm not really sure about too many other complaints out there than the dreaded leaky window. That's what everybody talks about. But I don't have the sliding rear glass, so I don't have that problem. My buddy who has got the sliding rear glass, actually 5 of my buddies who all have a Trail Boss, all have the sliding rear glass. Not one of them has a leaky rear window. So you hear more from people when they want to complain, when they want to whine about things and things don't exactly go the way that they want them to. So you hear about these issues from people who are unhappy and just want to get out there and have their own voices heard and listen to themselves talk and listen to their own frustration. I get it sometimes, you know. It really depends on the dealership. If you take it to a good quality dealership, they're going to get it fixed. They're going to fix it right. And you won't have any more problems in the future. I mean, every vehicle. I've owned everything from Lexus to Chrysler, Dodge. I've owned Cadillacs. I had a CTSV. That was the biggest piece of crap car I've ever owned. A 2011 Cadillac CTSV. That car had more problems than anything. So, you know, it just goes to show you, you can have, you know, it doesn't matter what make or model or anything. You may run into problems. You may run into, you know, a few small things here and there. You may run into some large things. I had to have the heads replaced on my Chrysler 300 on the Pentastar V6. That engine was plagued with issues. So, you know, everybody's got their problems. Every manufacturer has their problems. You know, other than that, I can't complain. I'm really looking forward to upgrading this to the refresh. but at the same time I can wait. I've also waiting for the C8 Z06 to drop so I can pick one of those up. I've been waiting for a long time for that, a very, very long time. I'm on a list. I'm number 2 on that list, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to secure an allocation as soon as they announce the car, whenever that is, and hopefully we'll be riding in style pretty soon. We'll have our C5 Z06 and our C8 Z06. So, and if they push it to 2023, I'm okay with that. It's supposed to be a 2022 model, but hopefully that stands true and it doesn't get pushed back from all the COVID delays and production delays and this and that they've had to deal with. So, but that's it, guys. That's pretty much it. That's it. That's my Chevy Silverado Trail Boss, 2-year ownership, 36,000 mile review. So if you like this video, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, drop some comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think. And this is VA Junkie. Until next time.